Alrighty. Thank you for your patience, everybody, while I got all set up here. And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Happy January. Happy 2024. Let me know if you guys can hear and see everything okay. Don't forget to change over from chat to live chat at the top of the chat window so you're not missing out on any of the conversation today. All right. And hello. I'm going to scroll back up to the chat and start saying hello to everybody. Hi, Olympia, Maritza, Jamie, Ruby, Lisa. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Fatima. Hello, Bridget. Hello, Sam. Who else is in here? Hello, Rebecca. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Alyssa. Hello, Lauren. So many familiar friends in the chat today. Happy Saturday/Sunday, everybody. To everybody joining in, welcome. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Rabina. I am so excited to be back doing a public live stream today, setting up my January bullet journal spreads. As you can see, we are doing this setup 2 weeks late this month. I had a just wild start to the month, both good and bad things. But long story short, I didn't get a chance to set up my January bullet journal spreads. I have been using some sort of like minimal makeshift spreads in the meantime, just a simple calendar and then some daily logs here in my previous bullet journal to tie me over. But finally, today, I am ready to officially set up my January bullet journal spreads in my new journal for 2024. This is a beautiful butterfly notebook from Linda Tong Planners. I am so excited to finally start using this journal, starting with this month in 2024. And it is time today to get my spreads set up. Before we jump into that, I want to do some quick updates. So I'm seeing in the chat lots of people wondering about Black Friday orders. I see a lot of people waiting for those to arrive. It seems across the board that something got very delayed with that shipment. Those orders shipped out a little less than 2 weeks ago. But it seems like most people have not received them yet. This is rather standard for, since I ship things as standard letters, this time of year between the holidays and weather delays, mail just gets held up. So I'm feeling very hopeful that those will start arriving soon for everybody. But because of all the mail delays that happen around this time of year, I'm asking everybody to just give it a little longer, wait till the end of January, and hopefully by then they all start showing up. It is definitely like just something that happens around this time of year. I think especially since I ship as standard letters and not tracked packages, they just end up getting held up. So for anybody waiting for an order to arrive, give it like a few weeks longer than you would normally expect. And hopefully by the end of this month, everything gets worked out and all of those start arriving. I gave them to UPS in one giant box too. So a lot of times if there is a holdup, it applies to like all to that whole box of orders. So I think that that is the deal. Scruffster says, the mail is crazy. I just got a Christmas card a day ago. I know. So thank you guys so much for your patience. I know you guys are so eagerly awaiting those stickers, and fingers crossed, the mail works out. But for anybody in the US, if you don't receive them by the end of January, let me know. Shoot me a contact form from my website. And if you're international, I would give it even a little bit longer, maybe into like mid-February. Just give it a little longer this time of year. And I know you guys, it's very frustrating, but they will get there. And if for any reason your order doesn't arrive and we think it was lost in the mail, I always send out replacements and I make sure everybody gets their stickers. So that's just a quick order update. As far as my open shop orders currently, as well as any unanswered emails or messages, this next week I'm going to be getting all open shop orders shipped out and responding to everything. Bridget also asked, did the Black Friday giveaways get put in there? So I have not yet shipped out the Black Friday order giveaways or the Black Friday weekend giveaways. I needed to prioritize getting the stickers shipped out, and it basically would have ended up taking too long. So anybody who won one of those live stream giveaways, your giveaway will be shipping out in the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to get my Patreon rewards shipped. I'm going to get my open orders shipped out. And then I will finally have the time to get all of your giveaway stuff packaged up and shipped. Once again, thank you guys so much for bearing with me. I really wanted to get those giveaways shipped out sooner, but I just had to prioritize people's like paid orders and paid Patreon rewards before I could get the giveaways shipped out. That everything will be getting caught up in the next couple weeks. Again, thank you guys for bearing with me through a crazy end to the year and start of the year. Long story short, basically, COVID came into our house on my birthday on December 30th. And then right after New Year's, I had a medical emergency where I basically kind of fainted and passed out and had to go to the ER and get a bunch of tests done. Fortunately, everything is okay. There's no explainable reason for what happened. I just dropped unconscious for a couple minutes and woke back up, and I have a little heart monitor on me for a couple weeks just to like double check that everything is okay. But yeah, that happened January 2nd. So it's just we've been recovering. We've been recovering. It seems like lots of people in the chat are relating. I know that it seems like the whole world is getting sick right now. So yeah, 2024 started with a bang, maybe not necessarily the best bang, but everything is okay. I am feeling totally fine. Everyone in our house has recovered from being sick. So the ball is rolling again, and I'm very excited for everything that is yet to come this year. If you guys want a longer update about everything that's happened, you can check out my Instagram story. I just posted a like 7 or 8 minute long rambly talky story giving updates on shipments, Patreon, the new collection that's shipping this week to my patrons, as well as an update on our new store location that we're currently renovating and getting fixed up to open in the next month or so. So yeah, even though the start of the year started with some kind of scary, uncomfortable, sickness and medical stuff, everything is on the up now. And I'm very excited to just like put that first week or two of 2024 in the past, and we're moving on to the rest of this year. And I'm feeling great. It's going to be a good one. I'm very, very excited. And I'm excited to be back today. I have really missed you guys. I've been active over on Patreon, but I haven't been on social media publicly at all the last month and a half or so since Black Friday. So I've been off of Instagram. I haven't been doing any public live streams. So this is like fully me coming back. I'm here. I'm ready for the new year, and so excited for all of the exciting things that are going to be happening this year that I will be keeping you guys up to date on. So I think that is mostly it for just like the quick updates I wanted to give you guys at the start of this stream. I'm trying to think if there's anything else pressing. I will mention, because I'm going to be shipping out this month's Patreon sticker rewards on Monday. So I figured I'd show you guys really quick this month's Patreon sticker rewards. Because if you want to join my $15, $25, or $30 sticker tier, if you join this weekend before Monday, your stickers will ship out right away on Monday. So this month, the Patreon sticker rewards are my new panda collection. Very, very excited about this one. I think it's one of the cutest collections I've created to date. So here is just a quick look at that. I just really just because I'm shipping these Monday as the first Patreon shipment. So I figured I'd show you guys. So in case any of you guys want to sneak your way into that first early shipment, you can do so and join Patreon today or tomorrow. You can also continue to join Patreon anytime this month for this collection. I'll be doing later shipments throughout the month, but Monday is the first shipment that's going out. So this is the Panda sticker collection. I designed this with my patrons last month and had a blast creating it. So excited to use this collection in my own bullet journal. And it features a giant panda and a red panda who are BFFs. So, oh, Bridget said it says January 2023. Thank you for pointing that out. I changed this, I think, on the Patreon or on the digital stickers, but I totally forgot to change it on this physical one. And I haven't yet printed all of these sheets yet. So thank you so much for pointing that out, Bridget. Because it is 2024, not 2023. But isn't that always a part of starting a new year? You always have to mess up the date for the first couple months, I feel like. So here are the rest of the panda sticker sheets. So the $15 tier will receive the 3-sheet monthly kit, which is this sheet, and this sheet, plus the freebie sheet right here. The $25 tier will additionally receive the decorative sheet and the matching functional add-on sheet. And then the $30 tier gets 2 sheets this month, extra sheets. So we have the standard Patreon exclusive sheet, and then this one here is the bonus sheet for this month for $30 patrons. This won't be a Patreon exclusive, so all of these sheets, with the exception of this one right here, will be up in my sticker shop at the beginning of March. Let's see. Olympia said, are there 2 different freebie sheets? Oh, are there? Oh, I see. No, this was a mistake. This is great. I'm glad I'm showing you guys this because I created all of these files rather late at night. So you guys are showing me things that I need to change. I will be changing these headers to match these ones. And then for the Patreon exclusive sheet, we want this to say 2024. You guys are like my editors catching those little slip ups that I don't notice. So thank you for pointing that out, Olympia. So that is the Panda collection. Again, you can join Patreon anytime this month to receive that at the higher up tiers. And if you want to join the $5 tier, that's the one that comes with all of the printables. I have printables matching the Panda collection as well as all past collections on my Patreon. I printed out the printables for my New Year celebration collection to use in this bullet journal setup today. So if you did want to join my $5 Patreon tier at any time, you'll gain instant access to not only all of these printables, but also over 500 other printables that I've released over the last 6 years or so. Yes, Olympia, the second freebie, this is the updated one for this month, and this is the older one. I wanted to include some different headers than usual that match this font here. So I replaced it with budget, goals, and tasks just for this month. Fatima said, I love the stickers as is, but looking at the bright colors on some kits, I wish there'd be a neutral turned down shade kit too. I'm gonna keep that in mind, Fatima, kind of like how I did the neutral version of the Botanical Bujo collection. I always gravitate towards brighter colors, but I know the neutral neutral color schemes are often something that people are wanting. So I'll keep that in mind. Christine said, I never received my Black Friday order. I've emailed several times. I've not received any response. I live in the continental US and tracking was not attached. Thank you, Christine. I have seen your emails and I am actually going to be responding to all of my emails throughout this week. I'm so sorry to be leaving you hanging there. It's just been a very hectic few weeks. But I was mentioning earlier that it seems that there has been a general delay on shipping with all of the Black Friday orders. You are not the only one still waiting for them. Between the like crazy weather and then the holidays, I think that there's just been a general mail delay, especially since I ship my all orders as standard letters without any tracking. So I'm asking anybody in the US to give it till the end of the month for those to arrive. Fingers crossed everything goes smooth. I think that there's just been like a delay with that big batch of orders that I shipped out, which is unfortunately kind of standard this time of year. Somebody was mentioning that like they just got a Christmas card in this week. It's just that time of year. So very, very sorry about that, Christine. Again, sorry for the late response. I'm catching up on everything now. And this week I'll have responses sent out to all the messages or emails that I haven't yet gotten to. And let's see. There was one other thing I was wanting to say there. Oh, yes. I was mentioning that I haven't yet shipped out those giveaways because unfortunately I had to prioritize just getting the paid orders out. I know I'd said I was going to ship them out together, but for the sake of time, I just needed to get all of the shipped or all of the paid stuff out first. But I will be getting all the giveaway stuff shipped out in the next 2 weeks by the end of this month at the latest. And I will be responding to every email that the giveaway winners sent me once it ships out. And for the larger giveaway items, there should be tracking for those as well, since they'll ship in boxes. So if you're waiting for a giveaway to ship, you will get an email from me the moment it ships out. And again, thank you guys for bearing with me through these delays. It's a crazy time of year. And then it was just like getting sick and having the whole medical emergency. Um, it was just a lot. Got a little bit behind, but we are very, very close to being all caught up. And I just can't thank you guys enough for your support and patience through everything. I very much appreciate it. And yes, Lauren, I am still going to be doing the notes for the giveaway stuff. So I think that that is now it as far as announcements and updates. My beverage today is a yerba mate, as usual. Need some caffeination this morning. So cheers, everybody. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat as well. I am also in 2024 going to be at some point implementing an option for people to upgrade their shipping for shop orders. We're going to be doing a lot of improvements this year since we have our new shop and our new space. And we're really like investing and growing the business to run a lot more efficiently and a lot more smoothly. So we've been shipping things out exclusively as standard letters for the last 7 years since I started my shop. But this year, we are going to be improving shipping, not only getting it so that orders will ship out only a couple days after you place them, but also getting different shipping options. So if anybody wants to pay extra for track shipping, that will be an option later this year. So we're going to have a lot of improvements happening this year with shipping. You guys have seen us already start to get better at our shipping times over the last few months with Patreon, as well as like getting Black Friday orders shipped out in a reasonable time. But this year is gonna be like everything is gonna get so much better, and it's like a guarantee at this point. So very excited about all that. You guys have been so unbelievably supportive and patient with me throughout this whole journey of running this business and dealing with our growing pains and everything like that. So I just can't thank you guys enough. And I'm so excited and happy that this year everything is going to be getting so much better. This is going to be the best year Planning with Kay has ever had. And we really are going to be like getting things running like a real business, um, getting help, getting employees, all that stuff. So yeah, it's all happening finally. Again, especially for all of you that have been sticking around with me for years and just all of the different growing pains we've experienced. Thank you guys. I couldn't have done any of this without your support. And we are almost there. We're almost there. So thank you, everybody. Let's see. What did Gina say up here? Go back over here. Bridget asked, where do I get the drinks, the yerba mate drinks? Just from like any of our local stores around here have the yerba mates. But we actually, as like Jake's birthday present, my mom sent us like a big pack of them. So these ones in particular got sent to us through Amazon. Let's see here. I'm just reading through the chat here. I just want to extend just another apology to anybody who's been waiting for things to arrive and is feeling frustrated that they haven't yet. I I 100% understand, and that's why, like, this year really is we're just prioritizing shipping and getting things running quickly, and yeah, I just know that all of the improvements you guys are wanting to see with shipping and not having to wait weeks or months for things to arrive and having things ship out, like, uh, reliably, and me not being late on the promises I'm making. I just want you guys to know that I hear you loud and clear and it will be happening. We're finally at the point where we're able to make these improvements and again, like guaranteed improvements. I really appreciate all of you saying that it's worth the wait and the reason you're still here despite the delays and the uh, like unreliable shipping schedule that you guys have experienced. Just thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that support. And yeah, I'm very excited to finally get a handle on all of this year. Um, and yeah, I just want you guys to know that I hear you loud and clear, and I'm very excited to be making all of these improvements. And I guarantee you that by the end of, like, honestly, just within like a couple months, all of these issues are going to be in the past for us. You guys are not going to have to wait this long for your items anymore. It's all happening. It's all happening. So again, I just want to say like I'm so sorry to anybody who continues to be frustrated with the shipping times, with the slow shipping of anything. And it's going to be continuing to get better at a like exponential rate throughout this year. And that is a promise, that is a guarantee. Um, so I just want you guys to know that, especially Christine. I feel really bad about like not having responded to your message, and just that you've been waiting for your stuff to arrive. I hate to cause any sort of distress, and you know, as of like up until this point, it has just been me essentially, with a little bit of help juggling all of this, and that's why things fallen to the wayside and all of that, especially with like getting to email responses promptly. I know how frustrating that is. Um, but yeah, I am we're almost like that all is almost in the past. And I just can't wait for that. I can't wait for you guys to see that happen, you know? Um, yeah. So I think I'm rambling at this point. I just really want to assure you guys that this year, all of these like delays and shipping problems and everything that we've had happen that has caused an unreliability in when you guys receive your stickers. Um, I just want you guys to know that it's not going to be the case moving forward. And again, it is like for the first time, I can really say that that is a guaranteed promise, and you guys are going to see that. So, thank you guys for all the support, all the kind words happening in the chat. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'm very excited to be here today, um, hanging out with you guys again because I have seriously just missed you guys so much. You guys are like such a key community and piece of my life. And when I go a few weeks or a month without live streaming with you guys and without hanging out with you guys, I just miss it so much. I'm so lucky to call this more than just, it's more than just a business to me. This truly is like my community and my happy place. And all of you are so much more than just like supporters or customers to me. So many of you like truly feel like family, especially, my patrons and the people that are in all of the live streams and chatting with me all the time. I just feel unbelievably lucky to have the support of this community that I do. And I just really want you guys to know that like my ultimate goal and my ultimate priority is to do right by you guys. Um, and yeah, I'm very excited for this year. I love you guys so much, genuinely, and yeah, just thank you for being here. And okay, now I've been rambling for 30 minutes, but I feel like it's when I'm gone for so long, I feel like I really need to get the updates in. I really want to be able to address like any questions or comments in the chats. Um, so thank you guys for bearing with me while I've just been chatting about shipping and all of that. And now I'm ready to get into this plan with me. So, oh, one thing I do want to mention, and I'm going to pin this in the chat just in case. We do have a snowstorm happening right now. It's kind of blizzarding outside. So there is a chance that the power might go out or something crazy, as is the case when there's crazy wind and snow. It seems like it has chilled out now, so I'm hoping there's no issue. But I just wanted to make sure to give you guys a little disclaimer that if the stream suddenly stops or anything like that, it is most likely because the power has gone out due to the snow. So I just wanted to pin something in the chat so anybody knows that if that happens, that's the case. So let me quickly put that in the chat. If the stream suddenly stops, it's because we are in a snowstorm and the power/internet probably shut off. Okay. I know like the whole country I feel like is in a snowstorm blizzard right now. But yeah, the power like flicked off earlier but came back on right away. So I'm hoping we don't have any issues, but I did just want to pin this in the chat and let's see. It's not letting me pin it. Why? Let me try this again. Okay, it's not letting me pin my own comments, but I'll trust that you guys that are here, if the stream shuts off and people are confused and wondering why, let them know that it's probably just that I lost power. And I'll post on my Instagram story if that happens just to confirm. But again, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we'll be okay. All right, so let me get my space cleared. Luna, get in here. Get in here. Luna is with us now. Okay, so I'm very excited because I have not started using my new bullet journal yet because I wanted to wait till I officially was ready to set up January. So this is the notebook I've been using since October. I really have used a lot of this notebook. I thought I was going to end it a little sooner, but I'm very excited because now I can switch from this notebook officially to my new one for 2024. Again, this notebook is from Linda Tong Planners. Linda Tong. You can Google search it if you would like. She creates pre set up bullet journals as well as plain dot grid notebooks as of more recently. And I decided to purchase one of her notebooks for my new 2024 journal. I love the cover of this journal. It is so, so gorgeous. So I'm very excited to set up January so I can really start using this journal. Really quickly, too, I'll do a quick flip through of my 2024 spreads that I set up in at the end of November with you guys. Luna, why are you meowing over there? You just came in here. Why do you want to go back out? No. Come say hello. Come say hello to everybody. Before I let you out, you have to say hello. Luna. Dana said, Luna is iconic, isn't she? She's truly an icon. Okay, Luna, there is not enough room for you to lay on this table right now. If you're going to lay, you have to go over there. We love her. We love her. What are you doing, Luna? Okay, so real quick, again, let me give you guys a quick flip through of my 2024 spreads. I haven't started using these yet, but I now will now that I'm getting into this notebook. So I did a cover spread, sticker collage. Let me also reposition my camera just a wee bit. Okay, sticker collage, cover spread. I then used my Botanical Bujo sticker collection for these spreads, along with my new 2024 functional releases. So we've got a year at a glance. We've got my 2024 future log with this Dutch door setup. I then have my personal and business goals for 2024. I'll definitely be sitting down soon to brainstorm and fill this in. I then got my wish list and bill schedule for the year. Jen said, do you think those big circles will become a regular thing? Yes, Jen. I don't know if they'll be with every collection, but I loved these circles so much. It's the Circles and Sparkles sheet that I released matching this collection. So I did, for example, create a version of that to go with the Panda collection, which is right here. This one I called Bamboo Circles, but it's the same exact sticker sheet. I absolutely love these circles, so I think I will be including these much more regularly with the collections. Again, as like a bonus sheet for Patreon rewards, and then we'll be releasing these in the shop because using these with the Botanical Bujo collection, I was just obsessed. They're so versatile and so fun. And you can see that I loved using those circles throughout this 2024 setup here. Then we've got my, wish list and bill schedule. Again, loved using these circles. I then have my reading tracker for the year. I only did it for 6 months because a journal never lasts me more than 6 months. So I didn't need to set up the entire year. Debbie said, let's see, what's Debbie saying? I'm a mom to a pit bull in Indiana. She's 5 years old and just had a second surgery for a torn ACL. Oh, poor baby. She isn't allowed to run or jump for 8 weeks. Oh my goodness, that seems like a really hard thing to enforce with a dog. Said, so far, no issues with arthritis. Her name is May. Our last name is Ham. So her full name is Mayhem, which she was when we first got her. Wow, she has cost us almost $10,000 in surgeries. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. Well, she's very lucky to have you, Debbie, to have you and your family caring for her and putting so much into keeping her healthy, you know. But wow, that is quite a price tag for surgeries. But I'm glad she's doing good. I'm glad there's no, her surgery went well and all of that. And Nikki said that ours is named Holly. She's named after car parts because my husband is a mechanic. And maybe I'm saying Holly, but maybe it's actually Holy. I'm not sure. Okay, so reading tracker, movie and show tracker. Again, I'm going to be going back and making sure that this is all up to date and filled in for the last couple weeks. I truly just have not busted into this journal yet because I was waiting specifically for this live stream. Hello, Happy New Year. I then have my stickers designed and stickers used sheet. This is actually very fun because I can right now put something in here right away. And that is stickers used because this is the theme that I'm going to be using for my January setup. So I already know that I can stick in one of these celebration New Year stickers in here. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in right here as our first sticker on my sticker tracker. Then I've got my Year in Pixels, which is a mood tracker for the year, along with a gratitude log. Again, it's a couple weeks into the month and I haven't started using these. I don't mind that. I'm fine giving myself a little time. And I always say this, it's never too late to set up your bullet journal or to start using your spreads. I truly mean that. And that is why, even though it's 2 weeks into January, I still am going to get my January spreads set up because they will be just as useful for the next 2 weeks, even if I didn't get to use them for the last 2 weeks. So I always preach that it's never too late to get your bullet journal set up, and I am practicing what I'm preaching. So that is all of the 2024 yearly spreads I have at the start of this journal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a few spreads blank here in between my yearly and my January spreads. This is just in case throughout this journal, I realize that there's other things I want set up at the beginning of my journal. So I like to give myself a little wiggle room just in case I come up with anything else that I want to set up there. So I'm going to leave 4 spreads empty. Again, just as a little wiggle room. I don't always end up using those blank spreads that I leave myself, but I like to have the option just in case I do want to end up using them. Let's see. Jay said, me too. I just started planning the new year 50 minutes ago. Heck yes. I am so proud of you. So proud of you for not stopping yourself from setting it up, even if it's a bit late. Because again, it is never too late. It is always a great thing to set up your bullet journal, no matter when. Luna, do you want to go out? Do you want to go out now? You were just in. You just got in. Now you want to go out? Go ahead. She doesn't know what she wants. Okay. So now I am ready to set up January. So one thing that I got myself for this setup, my housemate has a blackout journal that they had just sitting around with some empty pages that they never used. So I cut out 2 big full black pages. This is from an Archer and Olive blackout journal. So it does, I'm going to focus here. It has a dot grid, which is very nice and very convenient. So I'm going to be incorporating some blackout paper into this setup. I don't have a plan yet of what this setup is going to look like. I just know I wanted to incorporate some black paper, and I'm going to be using my redesigned celebration collection here called the New Year's collection, but it really truly is just a celebratory collection. The only stickers in this collection that were specific to New Year, the December Patreon exclusive sheet here, like this New Year ball drop. But all the other stickers in here are just great for any general celebratory month. So I'm going to be using all of these for January, celebrating the start of the new year, celebrating all of the exciting things that I am buzzing about. And it's in this like beautiful black, gold, silver, and rose gold color scheme. So I'm very excited to use these stickers today for this setup. Like I mentioned earlier, I also got some of the printables ready to use for this setup as well. Let me make sure that I know where those went so I have them ready. Here they are. So I'm not sure if I'll use all of these, but here are the ones that I printed that are available on Patreon. We got a couple different daily schedule pages. We have a weekly spread right here. We have a single page calendar, a single page weekly dashboard template, and then we also have this sparkly background. So we'll see what I end up using. Oh, excuse me, what I end up using here, but I always like to have the printables just printed out and ready so I can easily grab them if I want to use them. Ooh, Bridget's saying Dutch door, Dutch door, Dutch door. Yes, I will definitely do some Dutch doors, Bridget. I love that idea. All right, so the first thing that we need to set up here is a cover spread. So I'm trying to think about what I want to do for this, and I feel like I want to use some blackout paper, and I'm sort of thinking a maybe center line of blackout, doing some white writing on top of that, and then maybe just some decorative stickers lining the top and bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. One thing I think I'm missing in here is some scissors. So let me grab some scissors. I'll be right back. I went out there to get scissors, and Jake had gotten back from the store, and look what he got me. My favorite variety pack. So I'm going to bust out some gushers to munch on while I work on this setup. How good of a sticker theme would this be? Like a nostalgic snack theme? That would be a good one. Let's see. All red. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like red gushers, but I wanted some variety. Okay. I love a good ripped. Oop. Okay, Guard Tunes said that the audio is cutting out on my end. Just an FYI. Olympia said me too. Same here, said Stephanie. Okay. Well, cutting out, let me know. I think we had a similar issue to this before and it just resolved itself. So hopefully we're all good. Jen said audio is fine for me. Okay. Just keep me updated, you guys, if it's like something that doesn't fix itself. Hopefully it's just a momentary little glitch. Okay, so as I said, I love a good ripped paper moment in my bullet journal. So I'm going to go ahead and rip a stripe of black paper that will extend my entire spread. And now I just need to measure out the length here. Luna, can you not make up your mind of what you want to do today? I see that Father just let you back in, even though you just begged to be let out. You need to make your mind up, girl. Okay, so that is how big that stripe needs to be. Okay, it looks like some people are having issues that's fixed with the refresh. If you're having audio / video issues, try refreshing your browser or reopening or closing / reopening the live stream. Okay, hopefully that helps everybody out who's having any issues right now. Hello, Holly. We're so happy to see you today. Holly, I need to show you this. I did a Patreon live stream the other day where we created printables and we created something specifically in your honor, Holly. I was creating a weekly spread with this sparkly background and we wanted a quote on it. And the live stream patrons were saying we need to do a Taylor Swift Bejeweled quote for Holly. And that's exactly what we did. So I just needed to show you. Oh, it's backwards. I need to show you because we did this completely with you in mind. It says, when I walk in the room, I can still make the whole place shimmer. Luna, you need to make up your mind. You need to make up your mind. Do you want in or out? You have to choose one. Okay, so how big do I want this stripe here? I think I want it to be like this wide. I want it to be pretty wide. And this is going to have some white lettering on top. Okay. Like that. Hello, Mama. Welcome in. So happy to see you. Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a lovely time with Monica today. And happy you'll be able to pop in and out of the stream. I should be streaming for maybe like 3 or 4 hours or so. So hopefully plenty of time for you to pop in and out. Okay, so there's one stripe there. And now I just need to do a second one. Same deal. Hi, Monica. I'm so excited that you're visiting for so long. Such a great idea. I hope you love staying down at Oxnard. Okay, let's see here. Beck said, the way you greet your mom, the same way my eldest greets me. Oh, so cute. Pamela asked, will we be getting industrial cutters for the new place? So right now, no. The way that we're going to be doing it right now is just amping up the current setup we have because honestly, it's like I still feel very conflicted about industrial cutters. And let me explain why. It's because it seems okay. First of all, one, I would really need to test it out. I would want to find someone who has industrial cutters and make sure that it actually would be a worthwhile investment. And the reason that I'm kind of skeptical, and I've been skeptical about it, is because one industrial cutter is very expensive. And if something happens to that machine, if it goes down, you then are stranded and there's nothing that you can really do, especially if you invest in one big machine and you then have to get a specialty person to come and do maintenance on it. And our current setup, we've never had an issue with. I've had one of my silhouette cutters need to be replaced, and this literally just happened a few weeks ago. I replaced one 7-year-old cutter because it started cutting slightly off. And the cutters that I use currently are also, by the way, maybe I should send you guys this in case anybody wants to buy one of these. Because Silhouette is selling refurbished Portrait 2s for what is it? $70. $70. So cheap. But so like the other day, yesterday actually, for the new space, I just bought 20 more of these Portrait 2s so that we can have another bank of 10 for our production and increase our production rate by like 50%. But so for 20 of these machines costs a fraction of one of the large machines. There's a link, by the way, just in case anybody's interested. I know that a lot of people want to get into trying sticker cutting. It's only $70 for one of these refurbished machines. But yeah, so it's at a point where it's like for a fraction of the price, I could double our current manufacturing rate. And I know it's reliable and I know that the machines last. And when a machine does go down, like it just happened, it's just $70 to replace it. So again, I really would want to like be able to talk to somebody who not only uses an industrial machine, but uses it consistently and has been using it for years and talk with them about the reality of using that. Cause I see it happen to people who run shops that I know, specifically like people with bigger industrial machines in general, whether it's like acrylic cutting machines. When that machine goes down, it's like a really big deal because you can't just fix it yourself. It's expensive to have it repaired. And then your one machine that you use when it's down, you just can't manufacture anymore. So it really is a decision that Jake and I have considered it for years. And neither of us feel like at this point that it's something that we would reliably want to invest in. But now that we are having the new space and we are going to be making all of these improvements to our business, it is something that we're going to keep considering. And hopefully I can find someone local that like I can go again, not only ask questions about the reality of using that machine, but also be able to test it out on our own products. But, if I do end up changing the way that I do any of my cutting, I'll definitely update you guys on that and let you know. Guardtune said Oso Paper might be somebody to talk to. She has big machines in her garage. That is good to know. I do follow Oso Paper, so it's a good person to keep in mind if I need to ask any questions. The other thing about industrial machines is I would not be able to use the paper I currently use. because industrial machines run on rolls of paper, not sheets of paper. So that's a whole nother piece of it that I would need to, one, not only make sure that the machine is something that's reliable, but I would also need to make sure that I could source material that is comparable to the material I use now. Because I like matte sticker paper like the one I use from onlinelabels.com that you can write on, paint on, that you can use any supplies on top of that you would normally use in your bullet journal. And a lot of the rolls of paper are a little bit different. The rolls are more traditionally something that came from like the vinyl industry. So I know that matte sticker paper rolls do exist, but it's a little bit of a harder, slightly more niche material to source. So there's just a lot of moving parts to if we eventually decide to like totally change the way that we manufacture. So that's why right now we're instead just focusing on amping up the same method we already use. So getting a full-time person to just cut stickers 40 hours a week, getting more machines because you know, another bank of 10 machines instantly creates a 50% increase in production with a rather minimal investment. So that's the plan right now. Holly said, I'm watching a program with my family, so I have the stream on very low volume and listening through my ear. I've seen the episode before, so I don't need to pay attention to it. I'm honored that you're hanging out with us, even though you and your family are watching something together. And Holly said, I wanted to tell you some news I got for my ears, as I always like to keep you guys updated with how everything is going. Would I be able to tell you? Of course, Holly. Absolutely. Olympia said, in my opinion, there's way more cons than pros to switching to industrial. Ooh, Olympia, I'd love like is there any additional cons that you're thinking of? Because yeah, it's something that like I we really started thinking about the industrial cutters when I started posting to TikTok, because TikTok is very funny. If I post a sticker cutting TikTok, instantly I have like hundreds of comments from these like guys. It's always men, it's always like older men who use industrial vinyl sticker cutting machines who are instantly in my comments being like, LOL, like, can't believe you're using these machines, like, you have to upgrade to a graph tech, you have to do this, like, this is hilarious, like, kind of condescending and rude about it, and every time that happens, like, I sit with Jake and we really talk about the reality of, like, are these guys right? Like, are we dumb for not having upgraded yet? And every time we talk about the reality, I just don't think so. I don't think it's the case. And the other big thing is that we cut tiny stickers, and these tiny stickers are a much different cutting experience than cutting vinyl. Um, and vinyl is like, you're not cutting around like a printed thing like this. I think a lot of these like men that make these comments under my TikToks are people who do like car wrapping and stuff like that, where you take big sheets of vinyl and you cut out big shapes into it and you wrap cars, like for like car decals and stuff like that. It's just a totally different application, and I am not saying like, I don't know for sure if getting an industrial machine would be better. It's that it's right now seems like a risky purchase to make without knowing for sure. So I'm not trying to rush into spending $7,000 on a machine that I don't know for sure is even going to be better, you know? Exactly, guard tunes. They don't seem to get that you're in an entirely different business. Lauren said Sarah Marie Stickers uses a graph tech as well as Planner Face, both on YouTube. Lauren, can you send me some links to those on Instagram? If anybody does know of shops that do a similar product to me that use any sort of industrial machine, send me a link because these are the type of people that I would love to be able to like get in touch with and be able to start really talking with people that do the same thing that we do, you know? Holly said, "My ears, I finally got some answers that will help me in the near future. I'm going to be better hearing aids as I have bad hearing loss in my left ear." Amazing, Holly. I'm so glad that you got some answers and you're getting some better hearing aids. That sounds really amazing. I'm so happy for you, Holly. I know getting answers is just like the best thing when a lot of your medical issues are a little bit of a mystery, you know? So I'm so happy to hear that, Holly. Okay, Nick said that Sarah Marie uses self-loading graph tech and also online label sticker paper. Okay, yeah. So one of you, Lauren or Nick or both, send me a link because that is exactly what I want to hear. I want to hear about people using a higher level machine with my same material doing my same product. Because that's exactly, it's like I just need to see it working for someone else before I can consider making that investment. Okay, let's write a header here. But now that we have this new space, we're going to have the space that if we want to get a bigger machine, um we should like we have now the space in our new shop to house that. So if it's something that ends up working and we can upgrade, then amazing, you know? So any information you guys have or any accounts you know of that are using those types of machines, send it my way. Thank you, Lauren. Okay, here we go. So I have these paint pens. I have one in yellow and one in white. I think this will be perfect for this header here. So let's just do a little bit of a sketch. I want it to go from here to here. January. And then and I'm not going to write 2023 on any of these spreads because it is 2024. Oh my God, Nick, please do. Once the shop is open, I am so excited to have somewhere where, like, if any of you are in town, are in the Pacific Northwest, or in Portland, Oregon, it is going to be a place where you guys can just like come in and meet me, and I can meet you, and we can talk and hang out, and I can give you stickers. And man, I am so excited about that. I will definitely be sharing like the location and all the information about when it's opening. So if any of you guys are wanting to come to Portland to see the shop, oh my God, I would seriously lose my mind. And it will be a place that it'll just be open. Like anytime anybody wants to come, it'll be there. So I am so freaking excited about that. Amazing, Amber. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody sending me these resources of people using industrial cutters. I really appreciate that. And I'm very excited at the possibility of that maybe working. Very excited. All right, let's go in with white and let's do this lettering here. And actually, I have my tripod set up here because I wanted to potentially film a couple little short form videos for Instagram and TikTok. So let's do one for this lettering because I feel like this is going to be pretty satisfying. I feel like a cat is trying to bust in here again. Sometimes Luna can truly just not make up her mind. Let's see. How do I want this? Maybe a little bit more of a low angle. Okay. Let's do this lettering. Holly, yes, feel free to ask any questions. And also, Holly, I know that I have some messages from you I haven't responded to yet regarding the order and giveaway stuff. I will be responding to everything in the next week. And I also mentioned earlier, Holly, that Black Friday orders seem to be held up in the mail system, I think because of weather and holidays. And I haven't shipped out the giveaways yet from Black Friday. Those will be shipping out in the next week or two. So there's just some general updates if that answers any of your questions, but I also will be responding to those messages I saw you send. So just want to let you know about that. All right. So this is a Posca paint pen. And now let's do 2024 in yellow. Let me give this a little pump, make sure it's nice and juicy. Beautiful. Wow. I love these paint pens because they are just so nice and opaque. I think actually I'll do one more layer of yellow on top of here. Not pushing down too hard because I don't want to rip up the paper. the yellow could use one more layer to really pop. Oh, you're so welcome, Holly. I'm so glad that you like the quote that we made here. This printable is available under my $5 Patreon tier. And if you join the $5 tier, you get access to almost 600 printables. So great value for the price. So just if you're wanting to gain access to this printable, you can join the $5 Patreon tier. All right. There's that. So now let's do some decoration. I'm going to grab, okay, and I actually have some sheets here that are partially used already. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I just wanted the lettering. And I think I just want to like sprinkle a bunch of decoration around this spread. Oh, what I'm also going to do, this is Patreon exclusive sheet from this collection. I'm going to use some of these corners as well. So I'm going to stick one up here, one over here. Love that. I do wish this yellow paint pen was a little bit more golden than straight yellow, but I'm not too bothered by that. And then I want to use one more of those Patreon sheets for another set of corners. If you are a $30 patron, you get access to the digital stickers for every collection. And Patreon is the type of platform where everything that I post stays up. So as I'm on Patreon for more and more years, it means that when you sign up, you gain access to all of that past content. So if you are liking this $30 Patreon sheet, if you join this $30 tier, you'll gain access to all of the digital stickers from the last like 4 or 5 years of sticker collections for one price of $30. Yeah, Holly, for the printables like this, you don't need a sticker cutter machine or anything because you just print it on what I recommend is I recommend buying sticker paper. You can get that at most office supply stores, on Amazon, or online labels is where I get mine. You just print it right on sticker paper and then you can just cut out this big rectangle with scissors. So you don't need any fancy cutting machine. With all of the printables in general, they're all just these big rectangles. So it's easy to cut out. And when you print it on sticker paper, it means that you can just peel the backing up and stick it straight into your journal. All right, we got some corners in there. Okay, welcome back, Gina. This is really all that you've missed. I'm just setting up my cover spread here for January. All right, so I'm going to start. This is again like a decorative sheet that I already started using earlier this month. So I am just going to start filling the spread up with some of these little decorative bits. Not going to overthink it too much. I just want things to be like kind of evenly spaced out. Let's throw some sparkles in here as well, and confetti and whatnot. And we're just going to keep doing that until I feel like the spread is sufficiently filled up. This collection is also available in my sticker shop. It is my most recent release. So if you're wanting to get the sticker collection to use for any special celebratory month in your bullet journal, the physical and digital versions are available in my sticker shop. I feel like this collection would be so good for like an anniversary month, a birthday month, graduation, anything that requires some extra celebration vibes. Maritza said, I love this sticker set. And Nick said, this is truly one of my favorite collections. Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad you guys love this collection. All right, Holly. So here's how Patreon works. So if you join Patreon, you are automatically joined for the entire month that we're currently in. So if you join today, you can join any tier and then you can cancel any time this month and you'll still keep access throughout the entire month. So for example, if you join the $5 tier today, the $5 Patreon tier comes with 4 live streams as well as all of the printables. You could join today and then you could immediately cancel if you don't want to forget to cancel it before the 1st of February when you would be charged for February. But so if you join today, you'll be charged right away for whatever tier you join, and you'll then have access to Patreon for all of January guaranteed. If you decide to stay a patron, then you will continue to be charged on the 1st of every following month. You can cancel at any time. All of the tiers below $15 are just all of the digital rewards. So the printables, the live streams, coupon codes, any other things that get posted to Patreon. The $15 and up tiers are the automatic sticker delivery tiers. So along with all of the other rewards that you get at the lower levels, the $15, $25, and $30 tiers then also come with the physical sticker shipments as well as the digital stickers, which get posted to Patreon that you can use at any time. So the $15 tier is the lowest sticker delivery tier. If you join the $15 tier this month, then you will get this panda sticker collection. The $15 tier always comes with 4 sticker sheets, the 3-sheet monthly kit, as well as the matching freebie sheet. This is going to be shipping out on Monday to all patrons at the $15, $25, and $30 level. So if you were to join this weekend, these will ship out to you on Monday. You can also still join throughout the rest of the month, and Monday is just the first shipment this month. And if you decide to upgrade or join later in the month, that still is totally fine. You'll still receive the Panda sticker collection. It will just ship later in the month. You can also upgrade your Patreon tier at any point in the month. So what a lot of people do is they'll join the $1 tier or the free Patreon tier. That is a new thing, by the way. If any of you don't know, you can join my Patreon free. I do make posts on Patreon that are open publicly for anybody to use or see. And I often create little freebies in there for my free patrons. But what people like to do is they'll join the $1 or the free Patreon tier. So that way you can stay up to date on what the sticker collection is every month. You'll see all of my update posts showing the progress on new collections. So that way, let's say you're a free or $1 patron, and then I post something and you're like, ooh, I want to upgrade to the $5 tier because I want these printables. You can upgrade anytime in the month and you'll just be charged the difference between your current tier and the tier you're upgrading to. So if you wanted to join the $1 tier, that will gain you access to hundreds of printables. I post like more than half of the printables to the $1 tier, and then the rest are available at the $5 tier. So you can join the $1 Patreon tier, gain access to hundreds of printables right off the bat, including all of the calendars, decorative pages, all that good stuff. And then if you decide later in the month or in any month that you want to upgrade for that sticker collection, you can just upgrade that $1 tier for just that month that you want the stickers. So, for example, next month, the sticker collection is going to be a coral reef theme. We'll be designing that during the rest of my Patreon live streams this month. And then I'm going to ship it out in February to February patrons. So if you wanted, you could join the $1 tier this month, stay up to date as I'm designing the coral reef theme. And then in February, if you want to upgrade your tier at the beginning of the month, you will be qualified to receive the coral reef theme. And then you can just immediately downgrade back to the $1 tier for the coming months. So a lot of people do that. I highly recommend it. It's why I love Patreon, because you can join for free or for $1, still gain so much value from those lower, cheaper tiers. And then you'll get all the Patreon updates that I post to those tiers so that if you want to upgrade in any coming month, you can, and it's super easy and you know what you're receiving. So I highly recommend, especially the free Patreon tier. It takes like less than a minute to sign up for the free tier. All you do, I think, is enter an email and password, and that's pretty much it. It's a very simple process. And you can immediately start scrolling through the Patreon free tier and see everything that's available there. And then you can just choose to upgrade little by little if you want, if it's something that you want more of. So you can join for free if you like that. You can spend just $1 and gain access to so much more. And then you can, slowly increase if you want, or you can just stay at $1 and gain all the access to that every month. But I have $1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. So there's these, you can scale up. You don't have to go all in right off the bat. I love having the option of things that are more affordable, that are easier to like get your foot in the door and isn't quite so intimidating, especially with Patreon, because Patreon is a little bit of like a niche platform. Not everybody has used Patreon before or knows how it works. And I understand the hesitation of joining something that you like don't really know how it works or what the deal is. So you have nothing to lose if you do want to try out the free Patreon tier or the $1 tier. It's a very low buy-in or no buy-in, and you still get a lot of access to a lot of fun things through that. So something I always like to mention, especially if Patreon is something that is intriguing to you, that you've been wanting to try, but have been like intimidated or don't want to have to spend $15, $25, $30. I highly recommend just giving it a little try by joining for free. Again, don't have to pay anything. You don't have to enter any credit card information. It's just you can join for free and gain access to things there. And then if you want to upgrade at any point, it's very easy to do so. So, good little tip. And again, usually, actually, pretty much always, I do one live stream, one of my Patreon live streams every month. I open to all patrons, including the free ones. Like the live stream I just did earlier this week, where we designed all of those printables I showed you. That was a all patron stream, including for free patrons. I'm always kind of opening up secret little freebies for my free and $1 patrons. So it's a fun time over there. I love Patreon. It's so much fun. It's like my favorite place to be. Our live streams are so fun. And the more I post to Patreon, the more value there is when you sign up. So I've been on Patreon for, I want to say like 6, maybe 5.5 years or so, a long time at this point. So I think there's almost 2,000 posts on Patreon. So there's a lot there. Oh, Fatima said, which live stream am I going to start designing the coral reef theme? The coral reef theme, I'm going to start during our next Patreon stream, which I think is Wednesday. I'll show you guys the schedule here in case any of you guys want to join those streams. Yes, so all 3 of next week's live streams, which is Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. It's a $5 plus, $10 plus, and $3 plus stream, respectively. All of these are going to be coral reef sticker designing, as well as these 2 Patreon streams the following week. So we have 5 live streams coming up where I'm going to be designing the coral reef stickers. So if you're wanting to see the progress on those, I'll be posting progress updates that are to all patrons, including free ones. So if you're curious about how the coral reef set is churning out, if you join the free Patreon tier, you can keep up to date with that new collection. And then if you decide that you really want to receive it, you can join Patreon in February for that sticker collection. Gina asked, am I doing a Patreon sheet for Valentine's? I wasn't thinking about it. I was wanting to stay away from anything seasonal right now because I've been doing a lot of seasonal collections. So that's why like the sticker collection for February isn't anything Valentine's Day themed. But that being said, maybe I'll do like a printable for Valentine's. But as of now, I don't really have any plans on doing anything Valentine's related. Okay, I love how this cover spread is churning up. Fatima, I always get so excited when you're upgrading on Patreon because selfishly, like I love having you in all of the streams. So when I know that you're upgrading to a tier where you get to be there during more live streams, it just gets me so excited. I feel like you bring so much to our Patreon community, Fatima. Like, oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll let it sit and cool for a sec. Is she? I don't think so. I had to let her out because she's indecisive.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah, love you. Let me know if you need anything.
Will do. Love you. Thank you, baby. Jake brought me lunch. Jake's always making sure I'm eating when I do these live streams. He's like, "Did you eat anything?" I was like, "I had breakfast." He's like, "Okay, well, if you're streaming for 4 hours, I'm going to bring you something." But he said it's very hot, so and try not to burn myself. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. No apologies necessary, Holly. You can also call Jake J. Kind of like how I go by Kayla or Kay. Jake in the whole Planning with Kay world goes by J as well, or Jake. No preference. we both like having sort of like this other name or nickname that is like specific to our little community. So I don't go by K and Jake doesn't really go by J outside of Planning with K, but we love those names, especially like in Planning with K. So either way, whatever you guys prefer, we have no preference. We love K and J or Kayla and Jake. Cheesy. Mm. Yum. Beck said, "Oh, planning with Jay, the memories." I really want, and I think with the new space, like planning with Jay is going to have a resurgence. If you guys don't know, Jake has an Instagram called Planning with Jay, where he has posted in the past when he's done little bouts of bullet journaling. I love Jake's bullet journaling style. And Jake still keeps a notebook. He just doesn't really bullet journal. It's more of like a space where he takes notes or writes down ideas and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I would love for planning with Jay to have another moment. Exactly, Fatima. So if somebody calls me Kay, I automatically know it's someone from Planning with Kay. Exactly. And that only really started because when I first started my Instagram, Planning with Kayla just didn't have a ring to it. So I was like, Planning with Kay. Like it just sounded so right. And I've never had the nickname Kay, but it's a nickname that I love. So I started it Planning with Kay. And then it just stuck. Obviously, it's like people then would call me Kay through the Planning with Kay social medias. So then it got to a point where, like, when I sign emails and stuff like that, I address it Kay. I'm like, best Kay. I really enjoy being Kay over here. Okay. Okay. This is looking great. I feel like we're pretty much done. Do you guys see anywhere else that needs a sticker? It's looking pretty balanced to me. Jen said, OMG, I don't know how you use watercolors so deftly in your journals. I'm making a mess. Lots of practice, Jen. Lots of practice. Don't get discouraged. But in general, with like watercolor being less messy, um, uh, figuring out how much water to load on your brush, I think is kind of key. In my journal, when I'm using watercolor, I'm generally trying to use like as little water as necessary. But it's all through practice. You kind of get a feel for it. Lauren said, "Are you going to sign the cards Kay or Kayla?" Like I'm assuming like for the giveaways. I haven't even thought about it. I mean, maybe Kayla, maybe Kay. I don't know. Whatever feels right in the moment. Maybe a sticker on after the 2024. I agree that I think I need a little bit extra over here, but I think actually what I'm going to do is a white exclamation point. It like wasn't fully balanced. All right. I love it. I love LA. Do, 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 do. I'm actually sort of thinking maybe a yellow sparkle on either side of the header. Let's see. Let's see if I like that. Okay, now. Nope, I don't need that. I think it's just perfect as is. All right, there we go. So there is my January cover spread. Holly said, can you do the sparkles or confetti stickers if you have any, or the champagne emoji? I'll use those definitely in a later spread. I love the champagne stickers on sheet 3 of this monthly kit, so I'm definitely going to be using those later, Holly. Fatima, I think it's so interesting how you use so many different names for like every different sphere in your life. Like you said, you use a different name for family and close friends, one where when you were working, a different one in school, a different name on here. I love that. It's like all your different personas. All right. Make sure that the paint marker is dried. That's all looking good. Let me erase some of these pencil marks that are peeking through. All right. And with that, there is my January cover spread. I love how this turned out. It's really setting the stage for the rest of this setup. So let's move right along and create my January calendar. I need a big calendar this month. I have a lot of things planned this month. And here I was using a little calendar just again to kind of get by. And I was really running out of room here. So I'm going to do a nice big calendar this month. Takes up the entire spread. Holly said, I'm still a bit overwhelmed with the quote thing as I've been struggling so much this month and over Christmas with my pain in my ear. So this has cheered me up so much. Thank you guys. You don't know how much it means to me. This channel has helped my anxiety and pain since I found you, and I'm so glad I did and love your community. Holly, we love you and appreciate you so much. Seriously, I think it was so sweet how in the live stream earlier this week when I was creating that weekly spread and asking for quotes, I just thought it was so sweet how people in the chat were saying, like, if Holly was here, she would want a Taylor Swift quote. And when, I mean, it's just like, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Like, even when you guys aren't in streams, all of the other members in the live stream are thinking about you guys. And like, that's just the really sweet, special thing about this community. It's not just like, you guys aren't just here for me, you know? You guys are here for each other too. And it isn't like just me connecting with each of you individually, but it's everybody in this community becomes friends. And it's like, even if I left the room and stopped streaming and just let you guys stay in the chat, you guys would be talking in the chat, you know? And like, I just, oh, it's just so sweet. But yeah, Holly, I'm so happy that this community and these live streams help you. I'm so happy that, you know, hearing about that we made that Taylor Swift quote for you has such an impact on you. And I just want you to know that, like, it's two ways, you know, you have had an impact on all of us. And I know that all of us in here really love and appreciate you as a piece of this community. You know, you're such a staple here. And yeah, I just think it's sweet that we have so many people all over the world that we're all thinking about each other. It really is like, I feel like we all have this little like bubble of Planning with Kay community love around us, no matter where we are. So many people all over the world connecting. It's very wholesome. It's so wholesome and so sweet. So thank you for the kind words, Holly. Mm. Oh, Jen said, where's Cherie? I know. Whenever we don't have Cherie, none of us drink. Oh, I think I do know where Cherie is. Sorry, I'm trying not to do chewing noises. Cherie said that she is bringing her daughter back to college this weekend. So I bet you that's where Cherie is right now. She's probably dropping off her daughter at college. Okay. This food Jake made is so good. He made like jambalaya rice with andouille sausage and cheese. Okay, calendar. First thing I need to do is start measuring things out. And I need to grab my ruler. So I'll be right back. Holly, that's an amazing quote for Cherie. The Sia lyrics. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Cherie tells us when to drink. I've always considered next time I make any merch, because I have a Teespring store that I literally never ever promote. But I have some sweaters from it that I just got done for myself. And recently I looked at my Teespring again and was reminded of it. And I just thought about, making more merch later this year. And one of the pieces of merch that I think would be so amazing to make for specifically my patrons is a drink, like a piece of drink merch, specifically paying homage to Cherie's drink reminders that are so iconic. But let me see if I can find my Teespring here. I think it's linked underneath my YouTube videos. Let me see here. Just in case any of you guys are wanting to purchase any of the clothing I have on there. There's just a few select designs from a few years ago, but again, I bought one of these for myself, or a couple of these for myself, like 5, 6 years ago. And they are still sweaters and sweatshirts that I wear like every single week. Let's see here. But I just shared them the other day on my Instagram story, and somebody was like, "Why do you never share these?" I'm like, "I forget that it exists." Mm. And it's like I don't even know how to find it. Here we go. No, that's my sticker shop. Can I just search, discover? Let's see. I just need to see. Okay, here we go. I think it's funny. I can't even find my own Teespring store. Okay, nope. It's not. No, well, I'm having a hard time finding it. I know. Okay, I want to find the link for you guys because again, it's something I like forget exists. And It's not something I do for like a profit at all. It's truly was just something I made for fun. But let me really quickly find the link. Otherwise, I'm going to forget about it for another 5 years. I shared it in my stories. I can tie it to my website, and I should, because again, it's like it's not linked anywhere. It's like so random. But I'd shared it not too long ago. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Ooh, cha-ching. Thank you for whoever just placed a sticker order. Okay, here, I'll show you really quick. Because this is one of the sweaters. Again, this is 6 or 7 years old, and that's still how it looks today. It looks really I'm amazed by the quality of it for just being like a kind of generic, like drop shipping apparel. Okay, here we go. I found it. So I have like 4 different designs on there, just some t-shirts and crew necks and whatnot. There's some bags and stuff, but here we go. I found the link. PlanningWithKay.creator-spring.com. But seeing this the other day definitely inspired me to want to create some merch again. Okay, so I'm going to send a link to the apparel page. This has all the t-shirts and sweatshirts and whatnot. And I also have some like tote bags and stuff. Oh, Simone, thank you so much for your purchase. I know we do need some Luna merch. Oh my goodness, that would be so good. Okay, so there's one with the apparel, and then here's the link to the accessories, which again is just like a tote bag, an old phone cover. I wouldn't buy that now because I think it's for like the older, it's like for whatever iPhone was available at the time. But in case any of you are interested, somebody recently purchased one and I think it arrived pretty fast. It's something that like I don't do anything for the fulfillment. It's all just done through Spring. But there you go, in case any of you are interested in that. All right, let's get on to our calendar. I want a big, big, big calendar. I want it to go the entire spread. So 26 divided by 7. 7 times 3 is 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like 24 and a quarter. So that would be 3.5 centimeters per day. Okay, let's see if that is correct before I tell you officially what the spacing is. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I can scoot it all over by 1. Okay, so each day on this calendar is going to be 7 spaces wide. Like that. And then we have 5 weeks this month. Holly asked if we're doing another live stream tomorrow. No, but Holly, I can let you know when our next public live stream is. I have it's going to be my February Plan With Me live stream. I'm pretty sure, but it's going to be Saturday, the 27th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, Saturday, January 27th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is going to be our next public live stream, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be my February Plan With Me. All right, so 5 weeks. I think I'm gonna have each day be maybe the same actually, 7 spaces tall. Let's see. 5 times 7 is 35, divided by 2 is 17 and a half. No. Okay, let's do 6 spaces tall. So 6 spaces tall times 5 is 30, divided by 2 is 15. Okay. So let's try that. Let's start here. And then 12, 9, 6, 3, 0. Oh my God, Holly, you have the same birthday as Jake. Jake celebrated his birthday on January 8th as well. And I think during the last stream, we were saying there was another person who also had Jake's birthday. It's a pretty common birthday. Okay, so I'm just penciling out my calendar now. Each day gets a spot that is 6 spaces wide by 7 spaces. No, sorry. 6 spaces tall by 7 spaces wide. And this is going to be a big full spread calendar. This morning I filmed and posted a reel that was like showing my 12 months in 2023 of bullet journaling. It's kind of like the trending one where it's like the kids song that's like, here's the 12 months of the year. January, February, March, April. But it was really fun looking back at my calendars throughout the year. And I think it's what really inspired this big calendar because I've been doing single page calendars more recently, but most of last year was big full spread calendars. And they work out very well for me. Especially, I'm going to be doing a lot more pre-planning of like content and the shipping schedule. Everything is going to start to get much more scheduled and set in stone. So I'm going to need all this big amount of space here. Emily said, did you fill all 3 journals you showed, or did you just start new ones? Yes, I did finish all of those except for the last one. So these were my first 2 journals from 2023. So you can see I didn't start a new journal at the new year for 2023. I just kept using my journal I started in November of 2022. And then this went all the way to March. So every journal I use usually has a few pages that I don't end up using at the end. Because I don't like to end a month midway. I like to finish off a month in my journal. So this is my first journal that I used all but like the last maybe 10 spreads. This was a fun one. And then this journal was April through September. Also a very good one. And then this is the journal I'm currently using that I'm about to stop using now that January's set up. This I started in October, and I knew that I was only going to use this journal through December and start a new one for January, no matter where I was in it. So this journal, you can see I probably used about 2/3 of it. I might still end up keeping this journal out and using these pages almost like as scrap pages. Like if I just need to jot down anything real quick or like take notes or practice any lettering. I don't know. I'll probably keep this journal out and about for a little longer and keep using as many of these spreads as I can. But in general, I'm never really too concerned about ending a journal a little early, especially I always play it by year each year in terms of like if I want to start a new journal in January or just keep using the one I'm currently using. And this was a year where I knew I wanted to start fresh in January, but I don't do that every year, as you can see from last year. Sometimes I just keep using the same journal and don't worry about starting a new one. My journals typically, on average, I go through 3 journals a year. They typically last around 4 months or so. So a lot of the times it kind of just lines up well. Like I'll use a journal January through April, May through September, October through December. And usually I don't have to abandon a journal too early. Holly said, I wasn't sure if I can put age in the chat, but I'll give you all a clue. There's a song by Taylor Swift in Red album with my age. And I had a Taylor Swift day watching the Eras tour and dancing to Shake It Off. Oh my goodness, Holly. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. And Holly said, did I dance and embarrass myself? Maybe. But I was recreating the tour at home with my blankets in the evening, so it was funny. I did it on my own in my room. So lucky my family wasn't embarrassed. Oh, Holly, no need to be embarrassed. That sounds like a blast. I am like so pro like doing things that feel embarrassing, like dancing and singing. And I'm a huge fan of that. So if I was there, Holly, I would have been dancing my butt off with you. And I'm like not a great dancer. I just love dancing, but like I'm not actually very skilled at it. So I'm all for making a damn fool of yourself, in the best way possible. Emily said, yeah, save the end of the journal. They're good tester pages or somewhere to stick random fun things. Exactly, Emily. I was actually also thinking it'd be really fun to print a bunch of photos from 2023 and just like fill the rest of the journal with photo memories. But as you guys know, I always am using the back of my journals as my tester pages. Every single journal I have, the back of it looks like this. So that's another reason like I don't use my full journals usually because I'm always using the back pages throughout the journal as testing pages, testing the supplies I'm using, swatching colors. It's consistently, ever since my first bullet journal, where I do tests. It's also where I rip paper out if I end up needing paper, like white ripped paper for a setup. So here you can see the back of these journals are always little tester pages. So I think that's another reason why I'm not very precious about the end of my journals. I let the end of my journals just be messy tester pages, just like this, where I can take notes, test things. I really love that about my journals. It always works so well. So you'll see in Plan With Me is if I'm ever needing to test supplies or test out a font, you'll see me just flip to the back and use the back. Oh, Lauren tagged me in your story making date dots out of the monoline font. Oh my goodness, I want to see. I want to see. Oh, amazing. And I'm seeing that you sent me those links as well. Let me reshare these to my story, Lauren. Oh my God, stop. This is so cool. Lauren, I love when you say in the chat, like, I want to do something, and then you just do it. Oh my God, that's so cool. I'm sharing all of those to my story, Lauren. I freaking love that. And I'm also looking now at the graph tech things that you sent me. Okay, you guys are awesome. Everyone's sending me so many good resources that I can look into. Yes, Holly, fire away. Well, we're all happy to give you some advice. And in general, Holly, I just want to let you know, I know that it's just because like you're so sweet, but you never have to ask like if you can ask something in the chat. It's totally okay if you still do. Again, I know it's just cuz like you're just like so sweet. You just like ask permission before asking anything. But I just want to let you know, Holly, like if you ever have a question, if you ever want to share anything, you can just ask it or share it without like asking if you can. Does that make sense? And again, it's okay if you keep doing that. Again, it's I'm already used to that from you because you're just like, again, you're just so sweet. But just know that the answer is never going to be no. Like you can always just freely ask or share anything without having to worry. You're so welcome, Emily. I loved your reel. I love that comparison. Made me feel like the line from Forrest Gump. My mama says I'm special. All right, let's draw out this calendar. Using my Tombow mono line. Or sorry, mono drawing, Tombow mono drawing pen in the size 04. Like that. Okay, Holly said, I know it's a habit I have that I like to ask when I was in an art live before and I was asking questions, but they banned me as I was spamming and I didn't realize that they had rules and they bullied when I wasn't there. Oh my goodness, Holly, I'm so sorry about that. Well, just know, like we know you here. It was ages ago, but the bullying, but from now on, I always like to double check. Oh, that makes me sad for you, Holly, that happened. Just know that, like, we know you here, and I know that you like to, like, re-ask questions to make sure that they're seen, and maybe that's what seemed like spamming in a different chat, but I just want you to know, Holly, that this is a safe space for you. I know you know that. I know you know how much we care about you and we know you and we all know each other's quirks and the ways that we communicate in the chat, Like with you, it's like that you like ask the questions like very thoroughly. I think about how like Antoinette is somebody that we all know is like very sassy and sarcastic. It's these things that like maybe in other chats it wouldn't be read right, but I just want you to know, Holly, that like we all love and care about you here. And we would never ban you or bully you for asking your questions. I know you know that, but I'm glad that you explained why you do that because that makes so much sense that you had like this bad experience. So it's like you just want to make sure. And I get that. And also feel free to keep asking if it makes you feel better to like be asking permission or like seeing if it's okay, again, do whatever feels right for you. I just want you to know that, you know, that you don't have to worry about that here. Oh, Holly said, I felt safe to tell you about it as it's been a while now, so it felt okay to say. Yeah, I'm glad you could share that with us, Holly. And I'm glad that we have a space here that accepts you and cares about you and appreciates you, and you deserve that. Jen said, I know I can draw over the crease, but it feels like a no-no. I felt that way for years, Jen, until I finally bit the bullet. Because I always also thought that I would hate like writing over this crease. And once I started doing it, I realized that I actually don't mind. But it was something for a long time that gave me like an ick to think about cutting a box like this where I have to write over this crease. And again, once I actually did it for the first time, I was like, oh, I don't mind it at all. Like it doesn't bother me having to write over the crease. I think it might be different when you get to a point in the journal, although this journal lays very nice and flat. But you know, some journals, there'll be like more of a bump or a divot there, depending where in the journal you are. That makes it a little bit more annoying. But in general, it's kind of like Dutch doors. Like it seems horrible until you do it. And then once you break the ice, you're like, oh, it's fine. Holly said, also, my brain forgets things and my disability doesn't fully like to take in some information. So sometimes I have to ask a lot of times as well for me to process the answer. That makes so much sense, Holly. And I totally get that. I think a lot of people forget that like all of our brains work differently, and what other people might not understand might be something that for you, like you need for your brain to really be able to process and understand information. So I totally get that, Holly. Beck said, you'd be surprised how often your words naturally have spaces where the fold is. Yes, Beck, that is so true. Like as I'm writing things, you're so right that it's like usually I'm not having to cut a word in half, but it's like, if I'm doing like live stream, then it'll be like live stream, you know? That's so true though. I'm trying to think like if I look back on any of these other full page calendars I have, if you can kind of like see that in action. Let's see. Okay, well, here's an example from like this January one. Here's the crease. So you can see for therapy, it's just that I'm writing therap on one side of the crease and the Y then is on the other side of the crease. You can see here, it looks very seamless, Once it's all filled in and written in, it's almost like I can't really see the crease anymore. Similarly, the A here crosses the crease. You just kind of get used to it. Yes, Gina, I was going to say too, if that was a little test message to make sure that your chat is working or something, I can see that message. It seems like I haven't seen any messages from you until since you talked about that your other name is Fazia, and everyone thinks Gina is easier, but this last message I can see. All right, let me take a couple more bites of my food before I forget about it. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Beck. I didn't see all your new journal designs. Okay, I'm going to have to purchase one of these today for my next bullet journal. Oh my God, before they sell out. That sage leaves one. Oh, so cute. Oh my God, the strawberry one. Okay, everybody. Here's the link to Beck's shop that Jen was asking for. And Beck has recently restocked her notebooks. Oh my God, the blue shell one, the skull one. Oh my God, these are so cute. I love the sage one. I'm adding one to my basket so I don't forget. So cute. Debbie asks, what's for lunch? It is jambalaya rice with andouille sausage and lots of cheese on top. I think it's like the Zatarain's jambalaya rice. It's one of our favorite easy lunches. All right. Let's get back to this calendar. Did I make any date dots with this collection? I don't think I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some date dots with this, oops, with my yellow, oh my goodness. Actually, maybe not with my yellow paint pen. That might be actually more difficult. I'm going to grab a Crayola marker. And I'm going to get like a golden color. I think that one should be good. Let me test it real quick. That works. And what do I want to do with this? I think the bottom left corner. Hey, sweetie pie, just signed up for your $15 Patreon tier, and I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to have you as a patron, and I'm excited that you'll be receiving the Panda sticker collection, which will be shipping out on Monday. So you joined at the perfect time for that first shipment. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited. And make sure you explore the Patreon feed, because at that $15 tier, you get all of the printables, all of the digital stickers, all the past live streams, and there's some coupon codes and stuff on there too. But so excited. Thank you for popping into the chat and letting me know. Okay. I'm going to do, actually, I'll do top left corner. I'm just going to do a circle in this like yellow ochre color. This is a Crayola Super Tip marker, one of my favorite bullet journaling supplies, and very affordable. What day does the month end? I start on Monday. Can somebody let me know? Or I guess it would be Tuesday, huh? Oh, here we go. I have my year at a glance. No, Wednesday. We've got 31 days in January. I hear the sticker cutting machines running out in the living room, which means the panda stickers are being cut right now. Oh, let's see. Holly said, I've gone off cooking, and I don't know if I've gone off journaling, as when I do my journal, I love doing it, like setting it up and filling it in. When I go to use it, I don't actually fill it in. Any advice for me? Ooh, that's a tough one, Holly. I think I've talked about this before with you, but I think there's a couple approaches here. One is that you just kind of accept the fact that for you, the amazing part of bullet journaling for you is the setup process. That is what brings you joy. That is what feels good. That is the part that is like bringing the value to you. And basically trying to like care less about whether or not you use or fill in the spread. The second approach is changing the spreads that you set up and trying to find a way that you can use them no matter what. And I think one of the methods to do that, Holly, is maybe creating spreads that are less specific and setting up spreads, let's say, that have, I'm almost thinking about like, let me show you an example here. Because I'm thinking about like this brain dump here. Let me see. Which one was that? Okay. So, for example, here is a month in my bullet journal where I didn't use my spreads. I set up this gorgeous citrus month and I didn't use my bullet journal at all in June. However, I had some pages that I set up in here that I was able to go back and use regardless, like this photo wall, and then also this brain dump page. Similarly, I set it up and used it as a photo memory wall. So I like the idea for you of maybe setting up spreads that don't have any specific purpose and instead can be a spread for you to use however you end up wanting to as time goes on. So, setting up spreads that are decorated, that have like these decorative components that you enjoy setting up, but making them more open ended. That way, when you come to that spread for that week, let's say you set up one open ended spread per week. End of that week, you can use it for whatever you want. You could use it to journal and like write a diary entry. You could use it to paste in photos from the week. You could use it to write down songs you're listening to jot down memories that you want to remember from that week. Um, or you could just like print stuff out online and fill it out like a scrapbook. I think that you would really benefit from like still having spreads you can set up, but making them like more open ended and more just less rigid. So moving away from things like trackers, from anything that is needs to be used in one certain way. So that way, as you're going through your journal, you can use it in whatever way you want and whatever way feels right. I think about similarly my stained glass setup. So, for example, this is a weekly spread that you can see my bullets here. I set this up to be a normal weekly. I didn't use it at all during the week. So later, like way after this week, I think it was like end of April, I went back to this spread and I just printed out photos that I could find in my phone from this week and pasted in the photos and wrote in some little memories from this week. Kind of similar to this one as well, where I had some empty space, so I decided to go in and paste in photos. So, I think for you, Holly, it's kind of like a combination of those 2 pieces of advice. One is accepting and acknowledging that the piece of bullet journaling that right now really vibes with you, that you get a lot of value from, is easy for you to do, is something you don't have to, like, force yourself to do, is the setup process, that creative process of creating these spreads. That brings you a lot of joy. And it's okay if filling out the spread doesn't do that for you. I think that's the whole thing that like bullet journaling um bullet journaling is truly whatever you want it to be. And I don't want anybody to feel like they're doing it wrong because you're not able to do it in the way that like you see other people do it online. And I know that you setting up your spreads, Holly, from everything I've heard from you and you talking about the struggle of filling out your spreads, I know that just by setting up those spreads, it is giving you so much value. It helps you cope with your pain. It helps you cope with everything that you go through with your like medical history. It gives you this creative outlet that you really enjoy. You're able to set things up with us during live streams, which I know you really love. And that's enough, you know? I do also get, though, if you still want to be able to fill out these spreads. And that's where I think just being looser about it. Again, maybe you have a spread and all you do is you write down Taylor Swift lyrics that you really love and you fill a page with lyrics from one of your favorite songs. You know, maybe you just print out a big photo of something online that resonates with you, like maybe you go find the Sia quote you just said and find something on Google Images and you can print that out. So just like finding ways that it's a little looser, more open ended, it might work for you a little bit better. Holly said, I do feel really bad as I've got a new journal and then I went to set it up, but then I feel bad as I'm not filling it in. But the process makes me happy. I think what I hear from that is the process makes me happy. That is all that matters. That's all that matters, Holly. And remember that, like, it's like Jen mentioned, we were talking about this during the last Patreon live stream. Think about if somebody who doesn't know what bullet journaling is looked at your journal, they would be so impressed. It doesn't matter if it's filled in. You know, another, like, I'll show you again this journal because March of last year, I set up what was one of my favorite setups I've ever created, this leafy succulent themed March setup. I did not use my bullet journal this month at all. I set up these spreads with you guys in a live stream, and then I had a really tough month of March, and I didn't fill out any of these spreads while March was going on. You can see here, most of these spreads are still blank. But what I did do is after the month was over and I saw these spreads and I felt kind of bad that I didn't get to use them, I went in and I just looked through my phone, looked through my photos and my texts and stuff, and basically filled it in with any memories I could remember. And that was the same with the gratitude log here. I just went after the fact and filled this in. That being said, though, even though I didn't use these spreads, I had so much fun creating this during that live stream and setting this up with you guys that I was able to let go of the fact that I didn't use them because I was like, hey, I had so much fun setting this up. That is enough. That is enough. Beck said, filling it in is an expectation that you set on yourself, and it doesn't need to be there. Give yourself permission to not fill them in, Holly. So true. So I think a lot of this really is, is something where like, I think the solution for you, Holly, is less about how you use your bullet journal. And it's more about kind of changing your mentality around it and trying to let go of these feelings of guilt or these feeling bad feelings that you get from not using your spreads. And then alongside of that is also like there's things you can do to maybe use your spreads more. Again, like making them more open-ended, not restricting how you use your spreads. But I really want it to be that even if you don't use your spreads one month, I don't want you to feel bad about that because your journal and you putting the time in to sitting down and setting things up and getting creative. Like I know that you do a lot of illustrating in your journal, you hand draw a lot of your themes and you get so much joy out of that process. And if that's all that you do in your bullet journal is you set it up and you don't end up filling it in, you still got so much out of that. And at the end of the day, it's better for you to do that than to not do anything. You know, you love that process. So I encourage you to kind of like challenge yourself when you notice that you're feeling bad about not filling in a spread. And when you get that feeling of feeling bad, remind yourself of when you were setting it up and how much joy that brought you, you know? Just like with those March spreads. I remember at the end of March when I was looking at those spreads and I was like, "Dang, I wish I would have used these because I loved them so much." I thought back to that live stream and I thought, "Well, I loved setting up these spreads. Even if I knew I wasn't going to end up using them, I wouldn't have wanted to not set them up because it was so much fun, such a great experience." So, and then along with that, once I reminded myself of that, I was also like, "Hey, I can put something on these spreads after the fact. Even if it's weeks, days, months later, you can still go back and like put whatever the heck you want there, you know?" So, it's all of that together, challenging these feelings or thoughts of feeling bad about what you use your bullet journal for. Because your bullet journal, it really should not make you feel bad, you know? And if it is, it's often like Beck said, it's these expectations that we really like put on ourselves and create for ourselves that we have the power to let go of. So I hope all of that makes sense. Bridget said, "If I want to donate a month of Patreon to someone, is that possible?" I wish, Bridget. I do think Patreon is working on making like gifting Patreon subscriptions a thing, but right now, unfortunately, no. It is I don't think that that's really possible unless like you with that person figure something out where like you are linking it to your card for a month or like I once did this actually as an exception. Somebody had donated 3 months of Patreon to Anthony, which a lot of you guys know Anthony. And I did where like I created a new PayPal and then I loaded $90 onto the PayPal and linked it to a new Patreon account that I then gave to Anthony that would just run out when that PayPal emptied. That's kind of like a complicated process though. I really only did that cuz it was like for specifically Anthony and like I just like at the time wanted to put the work into making that happen. But it's not a very like straightforward process. Sam said, "I didn't use my spreads at all last week, so I went back and wrote a memory for each day on my weekly spreads. That is such a good way to use an unused spread." Oh my god, that's another great idea, Beck. Beck said you could even set up a journal for 2025 and gift it to someone. Okay, so that reminds me, Holly, my grandma, my Oma, my mom's mom who lives in Austria, she loves setting up bullet journals so much that she does that. She sets up a blank journal, sets it up, doesn't fill it out for the following year, and she gives that to my mom. And my mom uses those as her bullet journal. So that's another really great idea, Holly. If you love setting up the spreads but don't want to have to fill them out, you could set up a journal for the following year and then come December, gift that to somebody as a Christmas present or whatever. And then they can use it if they want. That is a great idea, though, if you want to set up a journal that you still want to like get filled in at some point. Fatima said, "I would love to see Oma's Bujo designs." Fatima, I am on it. I was mentioning last stream with my mom that I really want to at some point do a flip through of some of her bullet journals. And that's when we got into because my mom was saying she's shy about her journal, about showing her journal, because she's like, "I don't like my handwriting and I feel like it's never good enough." And that's where I was saying, I was like, if anyone saw your journal, they would be so impressed. They would not think you have bad handwriting. They would not see any of the things that you're seeing. So it's that I definitely wanna share my mom's slash my Oma's bullet journal, like, that she makes for my mom, and then my mom, like, makes it her own. I would love to do a video at some point showing those. Absolutely, Holly. Send it over. I would love to see the art piece that you did for your 2024 setup. Tracy said, my disability is similar to yours, Holly, and brain fog or pain and brain fog are my life. Setting up my journal, even if I don't use it, means I miss less adulting and important stuff. Such a great way to relate, Tracy. I'm happy. It's like I love that in this community, whenever somebody struggles with something, I feel like there's always some shared experience there. So I love just, I mean, I don't love that either of you deal with pain and brain fog on a regular basis, but I'm so happy that like we have people here who can relate and can provide like advice and insight coming from a similar place as others. So thank you so much for sharing. Hello, cool koala. Didn't realize this was live. I would have been watching the whole time. I haven't been in a stream for a minute. Welcome in. I'm so happy you found us. And we're still going to be going for a while longer. So even though you missed the first couple hours, we're still got a lot to set up. So happy to have you here. Amanda said, sometimes the creation is the part that I need, and filling it in isn't as fun. I made journals for my friends in December because I had so much time and ideas. Oh my goodness, I love that, Amanda. I love all the advice that we're giving Holly. Yeah, let me see if I can let me see really quick if I can find any of my mom's like before the pen. Okay, you guys, like I got to show you this right off the bat. These are things that my mom has sent me recently. My mom made these using my fonts that are on Patreon on her computer. I think it's so crazy that my mom is saying that like her bullet journal isn't good enough because you guys are going to be blown away. But let me just show you a couple of the things that she's recently shared with me. So this is something she recently made in her bullet journal. It's a monthly exercise tracker for the year with a adorable little photo memory next to it. And I'm pretty sure I'm trying to think. I think my Oma created the page on the left and then left the page on the right blank for my mom. So there's one. And then here's another one that my mom made. You can see she's got a year or a future log on the left and then trips and visitors on the right. So good. Oh my god, like this. My mom's like kind of a genius with bullet journaling, honestly. That's why I really want her to be okay sharing stuff more. Cuz look, she makes her own printables again using the fonts on from Patreon. So this is her swimming tracker cuz she swims every morning. And I feel like the fact that my mom doesn't like her handwriting makes her find ways to like use the fonts and stuff that is so good. Like I'm like, how did you even make that? So good. Let me see if I can find any others here really quick. Here are ones. These are just using the printables from Patreon. So good. Here, goals spread from Patreon. I mean, come on. Mom, are you in here? I want you to see everyone amazed at your bullet journal. Here's some just memory, like photo spreads that she makes. Also so good. Let's see. Let's see if I can find one more. Let's see if I can find one more. But I know she has a full blank notebook that, because I think my Oma sets up 2 a year for her, 6 months each. Here's another one. This is like some memories and gratitude from last year. And you can see she like printed out the clouds from the rainy day collection super big. I know. I need to like take into my own hands sharing my mom's bullet journal cuz you're so right. The world needs to see them. Oh good mom, I'm glad you're here. You can see me exposing your bullet journal spreads. Wow, everyone's really loving your journal, mom. Maybe they'll next time I one of these times when I come for a visit, maybe we can plan doing a little flip through. Or honestly, if you come visit us in Portland, that would be great because we could just do it here in our filming setup, like do a live stream together. Oh, that would be so fun. You guys are so sweet. Okay. But yeah, all of that being said, I hope that was helpful, Holly. And while I'm taking another bite of my lunch, let me see the illustration that you shared with me, Holly. Oh, Holly, this turned out so cute. Here's the illustration that Holly just shared with me. Oh my goodness, Holly. That's so amazing. Use watercolor, it looks like. I love the style of that with the watercolor. It is so cute. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Holly. I love your illustrations, Holly. I'm always so impressed. All right, let's keep going here with our setup. So I think I'm going to use this first header at the top here. Oh, actually, before I use that, I should figure out these daily headers. Maybe these little silver ones would work. Let's see. Oh, those are like the perfect size for this. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to use these little silver weekly headers to label my calendar. I always start with Monday. Hey, Alyssa, welcome in. So happy to have you here. Does anybody else get annoyed? This is kind of random, but I always just get annoyed by how long the word Wednesday is. Like it's so much longer than all of the weekly headers that it like causes issues. I just wish whoever made the days of the week, I wish they would have made Wednesday a similar length to the other weeks. Oh, I just dropped that sticker. Where did it go? There it is. Like every time I'm making weekly header stickers, I'm like, oh, Wednesday, you're such a drag. Exactly, Fatima. Why couldn't they have just spelled it the way it's pronounced to make everything easier? Why did they have to go Wednesday? Exactly, Beck. Such for not only first world problems, but like specific niche bullet journal problems. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I think I should be able to nicely fit this header in here at the top. Perfect. Actually, do I even want to do that at the top? Before this gets stuck down too much, let me just assess here and figure out what I actually want to do. Because I also have this washi, which I really like. You know what? I'm going to do the washi. See you later, Bridget. Thanks so much for joining. Hello, future Bridget on the replay. All right, I'm going to use the washi. I think that's going to just fit this space a little better. And then I'm going to rip it off here at the seam. I'm just going to literally rip it by using my nail to create a nice hard edge. And then it just kind of pops off. And I can stick the rest in right here. And then I'm going to do my January / like monthly overview header there. And let me just double check if I have any stickers for that would work. And then, you know what, I think I'll actually also, I think I'm going to use this party time stickers here. Oh, a cool koala bringing up German. Mittwoch, which means midweek. See if I can remember my days of the week in German. Montag? Oh, no, I'm not off to a good start. Oh, okay, actually, I liked the party time, but I feel like it covers up too much of this cute washi. I was going to say if I can remember the days of the week, but right off the bat, I'm having a hard time. Montag, Mittwoch, can't remember Tuesday or Thursday. But they're definitely something like Dienstag or something like that. Freitag. Sonnestag. I can remember like half of them. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the party time at the bottom. At the bottom. Up, 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 up to the top. Slip and slide and ride that rhythm. And start again. Drip, drop, top, top, dee, top. Do it around the corner. Move it till you groove and you just don't stop. Stop till you reach the top. Pop to the top. That's better. That's better. And then I'll do a little, maybe a sparkle right here. Perfect. Thank you for the eat reminder, Fatima. Still chugging away at my lunch over here. Danke, Mama. Now that you say Dienstag, I remember that Thursday is Donnerstag. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag. And then what's Saturday? Is it like Sonnestag and Sonstag? German days of the week. Oh, Samstag. That's Saturday. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, and it's not saying Sunday, but I think that is oh yeah, there we go, Sonntag. Not bad. German is funny because it's like, you know, my mom is Austrian, and I know that in the first part of my life, like when she was home with me and my brother all the time, that I learned a lot of German, especially as like a young kid. So I have all these things that are kind of like glued in my brain that get unlocked as I hear more German, where I start to remember things. So it's always funny trying to like recall my German because it's like it's in there somewhere. It's locked in like the back corners of my mind. Okay, I'm going to drink some water now. Time to hydrate. All right, let's do a header at the top here. Oh, you know what? No, I'll just do some hand lettering. And let's actually do a little short form video for this as well. Since I did the other January, maybe I'll do a reel just of like writing January with different supplies or something like that. Katie asked, what time is it where I am? It is 4 p.m. Ooh, do monoline. All right, I will. Challenge accepted. I think Jake might need this code. I just got texted. So one moment. 188. Oh, I shouldn't say it out loud. Okay, let's go back to video. All right, let's do a monoline font per Lauren's suggestion. And I think for that, I'll use this thicker end of this Erin Condren marker because I feel like that's going to be perfect for monoline. Let's do a little test. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Should I do cursive or print? You know, also let me change my settings here to make my shadows darker. Ooh, there we go. That's better. I've had my shadows washed out for a little while now. That's much better. All right, Katie said print, so let's do print. I'm just going to give myself a rough outline here. January. Okay, perfect. And let me run my eraser over this to make sure I'm getting rid of any of that stickiness that was here from that header. All right. Make sure my camera is all set up where I want it here. Again, I'm filming a little short form video of this. Just like that. What I'll do, and try to remind me throughout the setup, I'm going to take a video with my phone every time I write January. So if you guys can remember, in case I don't, later in the stream, if I'm about to write a January header, remind me that I want to take a video of it. That looks awesome. I love that print monoline font. Perfect. All right, so now I am just going to stick in a few little decorative stickers on top of the washi, just to tie in those party elements. Let's see. Just like that. Holly said, it's midnight here, but I'm staying a little longer as I'm not feeling very well. And I have high face pain right now, struggling to sleep, so thought I would stay longer. Good idea, Holly. I'm glad that even when you're having a hard time sleeping with your pain, I'm happy that you can still just like chill with us, you know? I know a lot of people fall asleep to these live streams or are listening to them before bed and whatnot. So I'm happy we're here to help with your tough night, Holly. All right, that looks great. Such a nice, like, simple calendar. I'm loving the sticker collection. It is really fun to use. So there we go. We got my cover spread. We got my January calendar. So let's move along. I'm not going to be setting up like all of my monthly spreads like I might normally since I'm starting midway through the month. So, like, I won't be doing a daily review or a mood tracker or anything like that. What I am going to do next is my live stream schedule calendar. I'm going to be using a printable calendar for this. I really love using my single page printable calendars for my live stream schedules. Since all I need to write in them is the live stream schedule, I don't need it to fit too much more. So I'm going to stick this in right here. Again, this is available under my $1 Patreon tier. $1 tier comes with all of the calendars, decorative spreads, and a ton more. And I just printed it out on sticker paper. And I'm going to stick it in right here. Boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, Holly, I love that these streams are calming and relaxing for you. Thank you, Jen, for the 1, 2, 3 drink reminder. Hydrating with some agua. All right. Let's do a little live stream header up here. that. Live streams. Now I'm going to put in some letter or dates. I'm going to use a thin pen for that. Bottom or top left corner. Last night we had a little Disney movie binge and watched 101 Dalmatians, like the original one, and the Aristocats. And I don't think I've watched 101 Dalmatians since I was a kid, which I didn't really realize until I was watching it. But I was just like blown away by what a good movie 101 Dalmatians is, especially as an adult. It's one of those movies where, like, as I was watching it, it made me realize how much, like, I just like what goes over your head when you watch things as a kid. I was just like, I was so enthralled and entranced by that movie. It was so good. It made me want to rewatch just like all of the older Disney movies that I haven't watched for a while. Cause I just like, I remembered that I loved 101 Dalmatians. I knew it was a good movie, but watching it after not watching it since I was a kid and as an adult, again, I was just like, I was like losing my mind the whole movie. And Aristocats, I have watched more recently, so I already knew that that one was great. Aristocats has a couple like slightly more questionable components of it, like, some racist characters and whatnot. 101 Dalmatians, though, I feel like was very like it really held up, you know? Like really every piece of that held up. And Cruella de Vil is such an evil villain. Like I forgot how truly terrifying and evil she is. Oh my god, Fox and the Hound, I, like, deliberately don't watch because I just remember how sad it is, but I love that movie, and I don't think I've watched it since I was a kid either, so that's one I gotta watch again. I just have to be mentally prepared to cry my eyes out. Because if that movie made me sad watching it as a kid, it'll definitely make me cry way harder as an adult. Oh, I didn't know that, Holly. See you later, Fatima. Enjoy your night's sleep. And hello to future Fatima on the replay. And I hope you have a great night. All right, there's my live stream schedule. Main calendar, cover spread, looking awesome. So I think over here, I also have to recall now that I have my yearly spreads. There's a lot of things that I don't necessarily need to put on my monthlies. So I think here I'm going to do a little photo memory wall because I really love those. I still need to fill in my photo memory wall from December. Okay, so now I'm going to use one of these headers. And let me see here. Oh, I have this really cute gratitude header here. So maybe I'm just going to title this spread gratitude, but honestly, I'm still going to put photos on it. I'll just put photos of things I'm grateful for. And then I can also like write in some things as well. But ooh, this header is just going to look so good on top of this. Okay. So let's stick this in here. Gratitude. Just so easy. And Holly is requesting a Bejeweled lyric. Heck yes. Should we do that at the bottom of this gratitude? I think I'm going to do a different lyric than this one because I'm going to use this weekly spread, Holly, and I'm going to use this for next week. So this one says, when I walk in the room, I can still make the whole place shimmer. So Holly, can you give me another quote from Bejeweled that would work well here? I mean, the one that I'm thinking of is just, you know, whatever the one that's like, da 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 da, and I'm still bejeweled. Like that first line. But Holly, you let me know what Bejeweled lyric I should put at the bottom here, and we'll go with that. Maybe a shorter one, actually. Maybe just half a line, and then I can do some more black paper at the bottom. Yeah, let's do that. Give me a short little Bejeweled lyric. And in the meantime, I'll get the background ready for it, and we'll write the lyric in my white and yellow paint pens. Bejeweled lyrics are just, whether you like Taylor Swift or not, they're a great match for this sparkly theme. They would also be great with my crystal clear theme. Yes, Emily, I did use paint pens for this header here. So this header, I used this white Posca paint pen, as well as this yellow Molotov paint pen. I love paint pens. They're my newest supply obsession. Oh, also, I'm kind of curious. My mom got me these really cool paint pens for Christmas that are super interesting. They bleed through like crazy, so I can't use them directly on my bullet journal, but they are these outline markers. Let me show you guys. I'm really curious how these show up on black because these are crazy cool. Let's see. Let's see if they show up the same on here. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, that's so interesting. Okay, so they show up like that on black, which really, they just makes them look like beautiful metallic. That is very interesting. They really just look super metallic-y. That's beautiful. Let me use another one as a test. And then, because I want to show you what they look like on white paper, because they look totally different on white paper. Just a moment while I prep this other one. Okay, so here's another color. Okay, so on black paper, they all show up as metallic silver. So interesting, because you guys are not going to believe what these look like on white. Let me show you in my sketchbook here. So check this out. This is the part that you can't see at all on black paper. Do you see that? So they have a metallic inside and then a colored outline. Which is like so cool. But yeah, you can see here, you can see how they bleed through even this very thick paper, but they look so cool. And then that's so interesting that on black, you can't see the colored outline at all. So they just are like this super bright silver. So interesting. Okay, anyways, let's go back here. And I see here that we got some quote suggestions. Olympia said, best believe I'm still bejeweled, or diamonds in my eyes. I love both of those suggestions. Hey, Zoe, welcome in. Okay, I'm going to use let's see, which one am I going to use? I think these pens are just so cool. Okay, let me put my sketchbook away. All right, let me start by pasting in my black background for this quote. And I'm really wanting a, Holly said, what do we go with? I'm still deciding. Honestly, I'm kind of worried because I want to use these paint pens, but they're so thick. I'm like, I really could only fit one word here. So maybe I'm going to try to use my white gel pen. They're just a little finickier to use, but I think I can probably make it work. So I'm going to look for my Uniball, or no, my 08 Jelly Roll. Okay. Did those pens bleed through the black paper? So not really. I can see a little bit, but because of the black paper, you can't really see it. So no, I would say no. You can see like a little bit of like almost just what looks like a little wet spot, but it's like hardly noticeable at all. Okay, so let's give this a little test here. I think I'm going to do best believe I'm still bejeweled. All right, let's see how this goes with these pens here. So the key with these gel pens is usually trying not to push down hard at all and going over it multiple times. Basically trying to put like as little pressure as possible, because pushing down too hard sometimes messes with the flow. That's looking good though. Hopefully hopefully I'm not going to run out of space because I really am winging it. Yes, definitely share with us, Holly. And thank you so much to whoever just placed an order. Okay, I'm gonna run out of space here. I'm gonna run out of space. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, I think I know how I can save this. Gonna get a little creative with the placement so that I can already tell that I'm gonna run out of space. I think this will still look good. Saved it. See you later, Beck. I'm so happy you were able to be here for part of the stream. We love you, and hopefully see you in some of the any of the Patreon streams coming up. I can't remember what tier you're currently on, Beck, but hopefully I see you at some point this month. Mini white sparkles, hell yeah. Just like a few here and there. This pen did a good job. I'm glad it came through for me. I know that any of you guys who use white gel pens know. You just never know. You never know how it's going to behave. That's why I've been loving the paint pens, because they're very reliable. So I know one way to revive a paint pen, Emily, is to like warm up the ink. Some people say rolling it in your hand like this, and then alternating between doing that and tapping it like this. Those are things that I have heard that like get that ink moving again. So specifically like warming up the ink and tapping it to get the ink running. And I can see right off the bat that that is definitely working. Let me try that on one that like really is kind of dead. So here's one that's just been sitting around forever. So let me try that. I'm going to roll it in my hand, get it kind of hot, and then tap, 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 keep tapping, and then roll, 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 tap, tap, tap. And it definitely helped. Honestly, this is the size 05, which I don't like because the smaller tips are way harder to use. Like the ink doesn't flow as good. But here you can see that a little rolling and tapping has brought it back to life a little bit more. All right. Let's do a few more little sparkles here and there. Yeah, the thicker points on the gel pens makes a big difference. Like with the jelly roll, anything smaller than 0.8, I don't have very good luck with. Cute. All right. There is my gratitude page, which is really going to be more like a memory page, but I just really wanted to use this gratitude header. So it'll be like memories that I'm grateful for. See you later, Maritza, and hello, future Maritza in the replay. All right, let me clear my space a little bit here. So I'm getting a little bit messy. Holly said the reason I did frogs in that illustration is because my granddad loved frogs, and I named the frogs after him as he passed away in COVID time. Not from COVID, but around that time. So I wanted something to remember him. That is so beautiful, Holly. What a great way to pay tribute to your granddad. Okay. There we go. There's our 3 spreads done so far. So I'm trying to think if there's really anything else I want to do for my monthly spreads. I think a brain dump. And I think that will be it for my monthlies, and then I'll set up some weeklies for the rest of this month. And we'll go 4 hours total today, so I'm going to stream for another 40 minutes. Oh, Jen, yes, Dutch door. Oh, I didn't do any Dutch doors, and I said I wanted to. Okay, I'll do one Dutch door weekly. I'll do a Dutch door weekly. So here I'm going to do a 1-page brain dump, and then I'm also going to do a little decorative page. And I think I'll do a lyric from the Celebrate Good Times, come on. Like that. I've got another sticker I can use for brain dump, which is right here. So let's go ahead and just do that on top of another one of these headers. Here. Same thing. Going to use this little brain dump header, which fits perfectly right there.